Okay, today we're going to go through how to process dropship orders in VendorNet. So our training site is what I'm going to use to process this and to show you how to do this. And that's vntraining.ccsginc.com. And for training purposes, we're going to log in with training as the username and vendor as the password. So you will get an email notification you have new dropships on in VendorNet at the email addresses you provided us on the form. And to process these, you'll want to go to print here on the left, print new orders in the upper right, and that'll give you a click here to print your orders. So we'll click here, and a new tab or window, this will come up. Now this is an example from our Frontgate brand that we manage VendorNet with. And this is just another browser or window that they'll open, and you're more than welcome to print these out on the training site if you want to test it. Otherwise, when you get them on the production site, we will just do a file print from here. Okay. Now that is the dropship packing slip that the customer will need to receive, and that's the one that will have the customer's price on there. You're more than welcome to print 2 copies if you'd like to hang on to one for your reference. And then the last step, probably the more important step, is how to ship and invoice them in VendorNet. Now you're going to do that after you've sent the item out to with the approved carriers, and you can find that information for the dropship routing guide. You can either get with us on where that's at, or you can get with your buyer, planner, or merchant at the brand. Okay. And within 24 hours, you'll want to come in and actually update this so that you can actually start getting paid. You will not start getting your term based on your terms to get compensated for those orders until you invoice in VendorNet. So to do that, we're going to go to Ship and Invoice there on the left, Start Shipping in the upper right, where the brown truck's at, and then this will bring up this screen here. Now you can find the order number here in the upper left, or you can put the order number in the order services box and that'll bring it up. Now you're only going to have the orders waiting to be shipped in here, and I'm going to take you through this first order for training purposes. So the order number again is here in the upper left, and you'll want to check the unit cost here on the right, and that is your cost that you're going to be compensated from the brand for. Now by default it is going to ship all, so if you're not shipping the complete order, you want to adjust this. Obviously it does not apply on this particular order, but for example the second order here, how there's 2 different SKUs, if you're doing a partial shipment against that one and you're only shipping one of those items, you want to zero out the one that you're not shipping, and that way the remainder will be in VendorNet until you process that or until it's canceled by our dropship team. And then you'll want to put in the tracking number, and for training purposes I'm going to use UPS as the tracking number, but on the production site we do recommend and prefer and require actually that you use the actual tracking number for that, and that way it comes into the system and we can reference that if we need to. And the default ship method here is already going to be selected for you. UPS is our preferred ship carrier unless it's a freight item, then it's Receiva right now. So you shouldn't have to change that, but if you need to and it's in the wrong one, you can do that drop down and change that as needed. And then the invoice number is going to be on the other side here on the left, and that's going to be your invoice number, and that's some number you can reference on your side to the invoice, and that'll be on the statement when you get that from accounting on our side. Okay. So for example today I'm going to use the date, so 05232014, and then if you had a handling fee of any type, you'll see that actually right here underneath the invoice field, and that has to be done. That does have to be approved by the brand. We will not accept that from the vendor. So if the brand emails us and says that there is a handling fee, we can put that in there. And then as long as you don't try to tab or click in the other fields here for the other orders, it's not going to try to process those. So I do not recommend you trying to tab through to find the particular order, or you're going to see a lot of errors on the next screen. So assuming the cost is correct, you're going to do process shipments here at the top. Now if the cost was not correct, you'll want to hold off on processing the order in VendorNet and get with your buyer, planner, merchant at the brand to have them adjust that in VendorNet first. That way when you invoice it is to the correct cost. And then now since we've done the process shipment at the top, it's going to give us the shipping batch recap. Again, it's going to give us the order number, the ship method, the SKU, the tracking number, the description, the invoice date, or the invoice number that we put in, and it is going to be processed on the day that you process this. And if there was a handling fee, and then the unit cost here. So assuming this is correct, we're going to do update shipments. Here process shipments was, and that'll give you the screen, are you sure was to process? You'll click OK, and that'll give you a confirmation page here that that's been processed. Now you are always welcome to pull the order back up if you need to, and you can just put the order number in the order services box and click go to do that. One thing I didn't mention that I meant to is that there's only 2 browsers that are supported from VendorNet, and that is Internet Explorer or Firefox. On a Mac, it's only Firefox, and Windows, it's only Internet Explorer or Firefox. Now, if you are using a newer version, 10 and above, you want to add the compatibility view settings. So you go to Tools, Compatibility View Settings, and add that in here. The last step that you'll want to do is that we'll go over here, because you'll get paid on your terms once you've done the ship and invoice, is how to change the estimated ship dates. So to do that, we're going to click on Estimated Ship Dates here on the left, and that'll bring up this window here. If you get a yellow bar at the top that says Pop-up Blocked, you want to allow that permanently, because it will more than likely kick you out of the site, and you'll have to log back in. Now, the way I usually do this on the training is go through it by the SKU number, because you can do this by SKU. In that bottom box here, where it says Click Search for Product Number, we can type in a SKU. On our training site, we have one that's CAQ. And that'll give you a description and pop one up down here below. You can click on that, and that will autofill the rest of the SKU for you. And then you can click Go, and that will bring up the orders that are currently on the site at that time for that SKU. And then you can click Started Order here at the top underneath Estimated. And then if you want to start at this first order, click on that order number, and that'll automatically paste the order number in there for you. Going for the 7 orders that we have on the site, we're going to leave it at orders, and then the date 2, we'll change that to a future date. So for example, that these are not, say we're back ordered and we're going to ship them out the 27th of June, we'll change the date to the calendar there. Sending by item, we're going to leave that because it's going to default to item anyhow. We'll click Set at the end of the row, and then you're going to see the new date column here has filled in with that date. Now if you only had one order, you'll have to just change it from the new date column here. And assuming this is the correct, or you want to change any of these here, you can do that. And if you have multiple items on that particular order, it will not change all the items. It is going to change just the items that are on that order. And then you want to do process dates here at the top, or you sure wish to recap the estimated ship date batch, and click OK. And this is just a recap. It has not made those changes yet. If you did not want to make those changes, you can click Exit Batch. If you do want to make those changes, you can do Update Dates here at the top, where process dates was. And that'll give you, are you sure wish to process the estimated ship date match? Click OK. And that'll give you the estimated ship date match. Estimated ship dates were processed, and that's kind of a confirmation that that has been changed. And then if you pull the order number up, you'll actually see it underneath the SKU there that it's been processed. Now, we don't usually go through the reports or anything here on the screen, but if you do have any questions on those, we are more than welcome to help you out on those. One good report to mention, though, is if you go to Quick Reports, is an overdue orders report, and that'll show you any order that's overdue based on the estimated ship date. Okay? If there's any questions, you're more than welcome to reach us out via email. Otherwise, you can also sometimes get us a hold by the phone, over the phone, and we'll answer any questions you have based that way. Okay? Once you're done, you can just log out, and that's all there is to it.